Hello and welcome to Infamous MCP, the audio podcast. This is Brandon or Mulus on Discord.
This is CJ. I typically go by CJ, but right now I'm going by Nitro Zeus.
This is Zach, also go by Nitro Zeus.
CJ, you should change your name to Nitro Zeus, the original.
I was thinking about Nitro Zeus Alpha.
Alpha?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually had someone ask me if it was Pacific Rim related, and now I'm like, I'm gonna go pick up. I'm gonna be Striker Eureka here pretty soon.
Nice.
You should be Nitro Zeus Beta. That would be perfect. Like just make it very clear what's going on. Okay. So recent news: CJ is too afraid to play the Hellfire Club list.
Yes.
So we have a challenge. I'm going to play him tomorrow with the fighty list that we built, the Cabal / Hydra / Weapon X list that we built. I did play a game with this list recently. It's the only game I've gotten to play lately. I played against Josh. I won handedly. I'm gonna basically it was the greatest slaughter in the human history. Basically, like it was no chance.
As I think we all can agree here that the best thing in the world is beating Josh.
I'm just hoping he's gonna listen to this, so like all my exaggerated claims will just sound that much better. Yeah. He did concede the game.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, I think it was 13 to 6 or 7. I don't know. He had an amount, and that's when he scooped. And I was in really strong position still. And so it was over, but yeah, he played Shadowlands, Kingpin. I can't remember who was. Oh, and Bullseye, and then he had
one of the Asgardians,
Sif and Valkyrie.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that happened in the game, to avoid a battle report, but basically turn 2, we had a spot where his Valkyrie had charged my Apex, who pick up the left side Legacy virus. And Kingpin and Valkyrie had moved up to that point. There's no way I'm taking it, right? It's so fucking unlikely. So Sif charges me. I think she does 1. And then Kingpin activates first and drops me to 1 hit point. And I didn't play the healing card because he only hit me the one time because he threw me away. So I activate, but I have a bunch of power now. So Apex pounces, lands in, because I can't see either of them. They're both behind a piece of terrain. So I pounce along the piece of terrain to get line of sight on Valkyrie. Red Skull plays Dark Rain on her. Oh, I just realized I cheated in this game too, because I'm so used to playing old Sabretooth. Yeah.
What happened?
So I cheated. And so I punched her with Dark Rain up, and so I got the rerolls. Although I think I only rerolled 1 die because I spiked really hard. But I still did it, so I messed up. I'll apologize to him. I'm so used to playing old Sabretooth.
Oh, he's Cabal affiliated.
Yeah, and so the new one's not, so I messed up. But anyway, so I daze her, and then I throw Kingpin away with his throw attack. And then so he scores that point with the Legacy Virus 2v1 against a criminal list, which was hugely unlikely. The difference would have been I would have had to pounce into her because he did not have brace, and so she still would have died. Because the difference would have been she would have been at 1, she would have had to block 4 on 3, super unlikely. But I wouldn't have been able to throw Kingpin away, so it would have flipped the points a little bit. But yeah, other than that, we basically just had a bunch of back and forth fights the rest of the game. But it was a fun game.
Yeah, I don't hate playing that thing he's doing with criminals and Asgard. I think the only problem is I think he's losing a lot more with Kingpin than he should average normally, just because everybody I can't play Kingpin myself, but I can beat Kingpin.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. It's fairly scriptable because Kingpin is not dynamic, and adding the 2 splash chargers doesn't add enough dynamic to compete with the dynamic lists.
Yeah.
And so you should just be more static, right? It's just have stats, be in places, but that's not the way he wants to play, obviously.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I understand the choice he's making, but the list is just never going to compete with, the other high-scoring lists. And so you've already lost that whole side of the spectrum. Anything that goes past, an 8 out of 10 on scenario, you auto lose to. And so anything on the left side that goes over an 8 out of 10 fighting, I think you lose as well. Because Kingpin and the 2 mediocre Asgardians can't hold their own against the entirety of the enemy list. And so the only stuff it really competes with is the middle, which is already the most abused stepchildren available in the game because they just get shit on by
Oh,
everybody. Like, there's not a lot of all-comers lists that do well. Like, there's a very short list, and generally they do it by abusing the two mechanics we just talked about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's one thing I definitely noticed. Like, if you're in the middle right now, I hate to say that is technically, like, where fun is at an MCP right now is when you're playing, like, two mid-range lists against each other, then you can have some really good games. But usually if you run into, like, hyper scenario right now, it's just like, well... My best chances, I find my best chances in scenarios just chaos. I try to just interject as much, try to break the script as much as possible, right? Throw your opponent off somehow, and hopefully you can't recover. That for me, that's the best way I've kind of seen how to break it. And
getting people out of their comfort zone is always handy because you're no longer playing against the book from chess. You're playing against the person's immediate reaction.
Yeah, you can't.
That's honestly, I think, 90% of Jeremy's wins in MCP. It's just like doing weird shit and people don't know how to react to it.
Why'd you do
He's
that?
literally just trying to turn the table on. He's in the bag doing stuff.
He's just like, what'd you do that for? I don't know why.
Do you guys know Josh from Muse on Minis?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He comes down to some of our events and stuff. He comes out for Judgment as well, but he's a really nice guy. He's the guy who has the brewery. But anyway, there's this thing he used to do back in War Machine. When you look at your opponent's list and you're playing like some weird Dark Horse thing that nobody knows about, you look at your opponent's list, they're playing super meta stuff you've played a bunch, and you know you are dead. There is no hope, right? He said it was the Damiano Go strategy, because in War Machine, if your caster dies, you lose the game. And he played a very lesser known faction of mercenaries, and their newest caster was called Damiano. And so he would just run his leader directly at the enemy leader. And he's like, all right, well, this never fails. Damiano, go. And he acts really confident. And so he just runs at you. And then his opponent's like, why are you doing that? That's suicide. He's like, well, I mean, it hasn't failed me yet. And then he's like, well, hold on, let me see your cards. And so you just hand them a stack of 75 cards that have stats and rules on them. And they're just like looking through all the cards like, what am I missing? What am I missing? And it's like, Damiano, go.
See,
like,
and that works out.
And they end up clocking out because they have no idea what's going on. They end up playing really weird and trying to play this safe game because they think they're missing a trap, but there's no trap. The trap is the trap.
Nice. I love it.
It's that if you're playing a really good player, the best way to trip them up is to, play into the fact they're a good player.
Yeah,
like that's my greatest advantage into typically Aaron is where he's like, I know what choices Aaron are going to make because they're the right choices, and sometimes they're the bad choices because I know what choice you're going to make. Because you'll be like, I'll do the proper thing here, and I'm like, you probably should have just killed this other guy because you've seen how my dice rolls have been going, right? Like. But yeah, no, that's funny. What you said is the Damiano ghost?
Damiano, go.
Go.
It's just like charge. Damiano, go. Like,
hell yeah. Okay.
That's what I felt about New Mutants at first. I was like, you can create so many like interwoven options that a player like Aaron or like a really, really, really good player. It's like, well, if I attack you, you can jump this person over, jump that person over. This could happen. And I remember the first time I played it against Parker, that was like effectively what happens. Was he was sitting there going like,
he's trying to weave the web.
Yeah, he's trying. He's like, well, if I attack this person, you could jump this person over, and so that means that could be this. But what if you jump that person? And he's like saying all this out loud. He's like, what if you jump that one over? What if? And he's like trying to go through like every scenario
playing in your head. You're like,
and it's like I definitely know which one I'm doing, but he's sitting there going like, man, there's like 35 different things that can happen right now, and I don't know which one. And we were just playing like casually on a Thursday, but like I could see the paralysis in his mind of like, there's too many variables right now. I don't know what's happening. So he just was like, I just have to attack. I don't know. We'll see what happens after.
Damiano goes.
Parker's gotten a lot better at that. There was a time when Parker would legitimately just lock up and just never. He would do like a rendering of a photo that just never completes. I watched him take a 55-minute first turn in War Machine in which 0 dice were rolled.
Jeez.
It's a 1 hour chess clock, by the way.
Yeah.
So he had 5 minutes going into round 2. No dice had been rolled when his second turn started.
That is kind of like was that at the point where the game could be lost or won on turn 1, or he was just like, I don't have a decision to make?
Theoretically, it could if you just not if you went first, or not if you went second, you couldn't lose the game on the first turn. But if you went first and you like spend all your power, because in that game you basically have Jedi leaders, and the amount of force they have left is a force field around themselves. And so if you spend all your magic somewhere else, you couldn't defend yourself. And so you could spend all your magic and charge forward, moving even further than your normal speed would allow. Then yeah, you're hugely at risk potentially. Like there's been a lot of top of 2 or bottom of 1 assassinations because people have been too brazen moving forward. But this was not that situation. He was trying to figure out how to not lose his models in a swarm army versus a gun line. And it was just like, just move.
Yeah,
they're gonna die. Like it's just move. It's like but he couldn't. His brain wouldn't allow him
too many losses
to sacrifice pieces, right?
Yeah.
It felt so unnatural to him because he's the one that plays the gun line. You would never, in a game where you're allowed to pre-measure, move into shooting range of aiming models, right? It's like you kill me on a 2d6 roll of a 5. It's like yeah, but he's only got 30 guns. You have 70 dudes. You're gonna lose 40 of them getting there,
right?
And then you kill all of his fucking losers that are in melee range now. But he just couldn't commit to it because his entire career to that point, he had been playing the control gun line, and you just don't sacrifice models. So it was so unnatural for him to do that. He just locked up. He was also famous for just never looking at his clock and not realizing how much time he had used. He actually accused me of starting his clock early, and I wasn't even playing in the game. I was only spectating the game. I was like jeering from the sidelines, like, you suck, you're gonna use all your time on this round. He was like, did you fuck with my clock? It's like, no, you just took that long. It was funny.
Oh, Parker.
Anyway.
CJ, did you play any before I jump into the couple
that I played this weekend? I played...
Never happened.
I did not play the Hellfire list yet, as I've been told.
I don't believe you were up last week.
I was out of town. I can't remember if me and Freebie went the week before that because I think he was tired or whatever. Something happened. But we'll be up there definitely tomorrow, and I'll bring the Hellfire list, and I'll bring my Legion of the Lost
fucking
list.
better.
Bring both so I can play both.
No, just bring the Hellfire.
But Mephisto, he's so cool.
He can watch.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll bring the Hellfire list. I gotta rebuild it then. But yeah, I don't think I've played. I didn't sign up for any of the TTS. I haven't done TTS in like the last 2 weeks just because I haven't been having fun with it. Usually it's like fun, and then I've been doing a lot of like list exploration in it, and I've just been getting opponents who are like fine opponents, but like a lot of people are really trying to get into that.
The final.
They're grinding games with their tournament lists, and it's not fun to play, new stuff against that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm starting to realize. Like, next time I sign up for TTS, I'll probably bring something I'm actually proficient at, and attempt.
I'm about to swap and do the same.
I've
got 45 Wakanda games, so if I can get the last 5, then I'll start playing something else.
Oh, I'm surprised you don't have 50 Wakanda games. Honestly,
I'm getting close.
All right, you're not the king anymore, are you?
No, I'm not the king anymore. Sadly, I'm just like the third.
So disappointing.
You're like the uncle's the prince.
Yeah.
The third
no one knows how that shit works.
If you kill the other 2 kings, you become king. That's how royal succession works.
Exactly.
Don't forget.
But you have to kill them specifically, or else you don't. You have to beat them, not just overtake.
Actually, you have to beat them with Usurper.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do that.
That's your leader.
But I think they have to denounce the title before you fight in your 1v1 challenge, because then they'd have too much power.
Yeah. And then you start having to do the little, the scarification.
I need them to drink the magic potion that takes their power away.
Yeah, so you just take their king.
I would just personally not swallow. I feel like that'd be the best strategy.
Swish and spit.
Just not swallow.
Just hold it, keep your mouth shut the whole time. He's just...
Alright. We need to get to your list, because if we keep talking about how stupid Wakanda is as a concept, I will never stop talking. So go ahead.
Okay. So I played a tournament this weekend that we had. There was only 4 of us, so we did a little round robin.
I was supposed to be there. I just instead slept.
That's what we figured.
Not on purpose.
Because I was like, we checked and we're like, it's 10:59. He's still in the Discord, but
I actually stayed in the voice channel by accident. I definitely went to sleep at 7:30 in the morning, meaning to get up at 10, and it did not work out.
That's all right. We got it all figured out.
Yeah.
So I did play my Wakanda list, but I had a quest for myself to play Usurper as the leader every time and see how well that worked. I think it went fine, but it was overall pretty much the same list I've been playing.
That's not going to help you become the king.
No, but I want to show people that his leadership is not hot garbage, which is I don't know if I've proven that quite
A
yet.
good way to do that is to become the king and then play it.
Yeah.
Who's been saying it's hot garbage? Because like, there's.
I think it's more people just don't like Killmonger too much. They just want to play Killmonger 1 with Usurp the Throne, and so it's just why would you bring two? You already have to bring like Wakanda really only has like 5 people, so why are you bringing 2 Killmongers? Like it's not.
I think the real problem is it's almost impossible to build a Wakandan roster or squad even without a leader in it, and most of the time 2. And if you have a squad with 2 leaders in it, why are you choosing Usurper?
Right. Yeah, like I think I played M'Baku in every game and just was actively choosing to do Usurper because I wanted to try it more.
And so it's like his leadership isn't worthless, but it's very specific. And it's just okay. Like, it's not great. I don't know. It's just fine. So people don't need to shit on it. But, like, if you were looking at the box set and you're like, is one of these models worth $100? It's not Usurper.
Right.
75-25.
I don't know that that's true. I think it's like 85-15.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like, we all agree it's $0 for the rest of the box.
Yes.
Yeah.
The tax is the rest of the box.
Yes.
The tax of having a fucking sick ass King T'Challa run around and kill shit's $100.
Spear shit. He's awesome.
So
round
cost
1.
Me that much. Sorry.
You're good. Round 1 I played against Apocalypse. Richard hadn't played in a while. He came up and played, so he played some Apocalypse. It was a good time. We played samples and intrusions. I think he had priority. And I think we were both 5 wide, and so like right at the top of turn 2, he like really aggressively had Apocalypse kill Okoye. I think he like targeted someone else and I bodyguarded, and then he just chose to finish off Okoye. And so I just kind of spent the rest of the round making sure that I didn't lose priority. And at the top of turn 3, did the like giant hammer with Wakanda Forever and Wisdom. And if I remember right, the top of turn 3, I think I KO'd Honey Badger, Dazed Apocalypse, Dazed Psylocke, Dazed Colossus, and so he was left with only magic with like an injured magic standing next to Gambit was like his whole round, and so I just scored a ton of points. And then Apocalypse has some firepower, but like he didn't really have anything in his list that could do much more than 2 attacks, so he wasn't really going to get to have this giant swing back at the top of the next round. And so he just kind of ran out of steam, and I could finish up a couple models. But it was nice to play against Richard. I haven't played against him in a while. Then round 2, I played against Aaron. He was playing Guardians of the Galaxy. He was playing super wide. We played on 20 threat. He was 7 wide, and I was 5 wide.
Oh, shit.
We had a really like catty round 1 where there was a size 4 right next to a mayor or to a wedding party. That's what we were playing. And he just abandoned it because I had lined Angela up right there. And so he was like, I'm not letting you throw this at me. So he just conceded that. But
your opponent knew your rules on your card and then made decisions to counter them?
The moral victory
But the internet says that will never happen.
The moral victory I had, because I did end up losing this game, but the moral victory was I made Aaron play Brace on turn 1. And that alone feels like
that's a victory.
M'Baku went up and poked Zemo for a couple damage, and there was a size 3 right there, and so he's like, I can't have Zemo just die right now and drop this extract. And so as soon as he played it, Jeremy was there too watching, and I was like, I think I just won. I don't think it matters what the rest of this game is.
You should have just stopped playing. You should just walk away
from
the table. That's a victory.
That's all we needed.
Call that dub.
That's how you activated hard mode on that fight. You should have just let him keep Brace. He wouldn't have tried as hard at that point.
I tell you what, when I used to play Magneto all the time, nothing is better than making people play Brace on a size 1. Oh. It's so satisfying. And they know they have to play but it takes them like 3 minutes to decide yes. And you're just like, okay, so that guy's on 1? Yeah, I was like, okay, I'll pay a power throw size 1. And I just hit the clock because I know they're going to sit there. And I just like lean back on my phone. And it's like, I can't let Zemo die to 1 power attack.
Yeah.
And then it's like, God damn it. And then they play Brace for 1. It's like, cool. Throw a size 2 into him. And he's like, God damn it. Like, it's because they know like they're in such a shitty place. Like, they have no choice. It's so great.
True power.
Because they always expect the size 2. They don't even think about throwing size 1s because it happens so rarely.
Yeah.
And it's such a large range he can throw size 1s from. Like, he can move a size 1 like 20 inches when you go from 3 to long. And so it's just like, they just don't expect it. And it's like, yeah, you see this lamp over here, like behind the car? Like, I'm throwing that at you. And you're like...
Magneto is
so
one of the most
painful.
fun things with that.
Yeah.
Does Magneto get the power refund for throwing himself?
Any train that's destroyed, yes.
Yeah.
So he could throw the lamp, get the power.
And get the immediate refund, yeah. But then the throwing a size 2 costs 3 then. So it's the same math regardless.
Okay.
It's just, you always want to throw the more expensive thing first because as you go down the chain,
it costs more.
It will get to the point where you'll never have that much power again.
Yeah.
Or it's unlikely to get to it. As where if you're only throwing like a size 2 later and you've already thrown 2 things, it's a lot easier to get to 4 power again. And so it just ends up being that way, even though the math means it doesn't matter. It's just like if you spend to 0 and you want to throw a size 4, you need to get back to 6. It's just so unlikely you'll get back to it.
Yeah. So, I had King T'Challa just laser focusing on Agent Venom, which is one of my favorite interactions because Agent Venom just gets absolutely ripped apart by that. And Agent Venom's so scary that it's like, I have to do it. But at the top of round 3, I played 4 tactics cards. I played Jabari Chieftain, Wisdom of the Ancient Ancestors, Wakanda Forever, and then I had to use Recal. All doing the first activation to KO 2 models and daze 2 models. And then by the end of the round, I still had priority going into the next round. So even though I'd killed a bunch of people. So the top of the next round, I have M'Baku go. He kills Zemo. And then I have a choice. And it's a very critical choice of whether or not I kill Nebula or whether or not I kill Ant-Man. And I made a mistake that I will not make again. I know Brandon loves, which is...
You should have killed the dangerous model.
I drastically underestimated Ant-Man. And chose to kill Nebula instead. So at the point in time I killed Nebula, the only models he has left are Groot, Ant-Man who's injured, and Rocket who's like not been touched. And all of my models are alive. The next activation is Ant-Man's, and he super jumps and does his shit. I had lined up a beam of 4 people for him, which was also not a good choice. And in his activation, Ant-Man KO'd King T'Challa, Angela, Okoye, and Killmonger Usurper.
16 points!
Yeah, killed them all. Now he can't. He had like a big
one activation.
No, he did the spender, and that killed Angela, Usurper, and Okoye. But I don't think they might have had like 1 damage each, like not a ton, and he just
you're
shredded all
alive.
of them.
Oh
no, they only had taken 1 or 2. They each had like 4 to 5 health left.
Holy shit!
And he just shreds those 3, leaves King T'Challa on 3 health, I think, and has to transform, I think, so he only gets to do the 4 dice attack. Rolls 4 on 4 with no crits, just like raw 4 hits immediately. King T'Challa blocks nothing and gets KO'd. And so that is the first time and the last time that I will ever not kill Ant-Man. And I was just like, oh well, Nebula's gonna get to make 2 attacks and get full rerolls on it, and it was I was like surely Ant-Man.
Don't call me Shirley.
I said it in my head like. There's not actually a way that Ant-Man kills.
And that's the moment you actually lost
the game. And then 10 seconds later,
when you said in your head,
my
"There's
whole
no
team
way
was
Ant-Man
fucking
could."
dead. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got a beam.
He's got a beam. And Aaron even said after he's like,
barrage.
when you like took care of 4 models at the top of round 3. He's like, I was pretty sure we were just playing for fun after that. Like he's like, I thought that was it. And then he's like, and then you kind of lined it up, and then you didn't go into Ant-Man, and then it was just. Bullets. Okay. Everybody's dead. Shit.
So I expect, unless he was out of power, very likely he could have put a 6 dice attack on you if he had done it right.
I can't remember if he could have or not. I don't remember
the only way he couldn't have is if he started in normal size, changed down to small, hitched a ride, then changed back to large would be the only way he couldn't have. Unless he had no power.
He might have done that so that he could get the beam. I don't remember for sure because I know
that's a huge distance.
He did do hitch a ride, and that's what got to the lineup the beam. I just don't remember at the beginning of the turn if he was small or big. He must have been.
What usually happens is you start your turn small because you've changed down because you got attacked or something.
Yeah.
But if you didn't attack him, maybe you never got the opportunity. Anyway, he's clearly not supposed to do that.
No, but
the
it
thing
was just
he is really good about is his opportunity of attack.
Yeah.
He generally, in my experience, never makes attacks less than 6 dice. And he can attack anyone on the board whenever he wants. And that's the key selling point. And for a 3 threat, that seems insane. Like, you're just like, I attack whoever I want, whenever I want, with at least 6 dice. And you're like, yeah, that seems really fucking good.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my fatal flaw. So then, like, everybody dies top of the next round. I'm like, all right, well, I'm the only person M'Baku's in range of is Ant-Man. So I'm going to spender Ant-Man. And I'm like, great, I'm so glad I get to throw this tiny-ass size 1 into Groot. And then Groot didn't block it, which was just funny. Like, it didn't kill Groot, but I was just like, damn it, I have to throw this stupid size 1. And then Groot biffed it. And I was like, this is stupid. Like, this is a dumb game. So Aaron ended up tabling me on that one. Yeah. That's the first time I've been tabled in probably a year. I don't even know the last time I got tabled, and it was just the fury of Ant-Man that I was. I did not have enough respect for. You guys have talked about him 1,000 times. I've only played against him 2 or 3 times, and he wasn't ever that scary. I think this was definitely the like, okay, you got some more respect on you, Ant-Man. I got to be a little more careful.
He's kind of like Zemo. Like, he has high damage potential, not as high as Zemo's, obviously, but he makes Zemo look slow somehow, which is like silliness. And so what usually the trick is getting good enough with him that he's always in position to do something, but never in danger. But he looks like he's in danger. And so you like overextend trying to get him, and he just kills you right back and leaves. Yeah. And you're like, well, that wasn't supposed to happen, but like it really was because you didn't understand the situation. Because his rules are kind of weird. Nobody really plays like he does, and so you'll just get people overreaching to try and get this 3-point model that they can't actually get, and then they get out of position, and you like take their shit and leave.
Yeah, and with his transform and like cover and the way the terrain was, it was like it felt like it was going to be a task to like dig through him. And so it was like, well, I'll just kill Agent Venom and Star-Lord and Nebula and Zemo instead. And it was like, even taking all of them off the board, it's like, no, there's still a shit ton of firepower left in that little guy.
Sometimes.
I knew you would love that. So the third game I played against Skylar, who's come up from time to time, he was playing Malekith Cabal. He had Malekith and Red Skull 3. But he played Malekith into me, and we played Scrolls and Cosmic Invasion. Malekith started off really hot and took care of a couple models, and then he just ran out of steam. Like, he just, doesn't really have a lot of mods. He used Dark Rain, and I think I bodyguarded and then sacrificed, and so it just really took away from him being able to maximize Dark Rain. But unfortunately for him, M'Baku lived long enough to just use Malekith as a ping pong ball, and so he just was like, spender, throw Malekith into Zemo, move, poke this, okay, spender again, throw Malekith, I think, into Zemo again or into Ulick or something. And so Skylar was really, really careful about protecting priority, and then I think there was one point in time that I think he did an attack, like just trying to soften someone up, and like spiked it really hard, and so that cost him priority. And I had spread out the Wakandans enough that I had like Usurper on one side, basically standing next to Red Skull 2, and then had the others on the other side. That Red Skull 2 had 1 health left, and so I was right at the able top of the round, immediately kill Red Skull 2, or immediately daze Red Skull 2, and then I think do enough damage that Malekith was on like 1 health, and then my first activation dazed him. I think actually the most impressive thing in this game was an Angela activation where she went from a side D all the way across to a side D in 1 turn. So she moved across, did her 1 cost power with the advance to shoot the Hydra grunts, where the 5 dice where she, like, if she gets a hit, she advances. So she, like,
it's pursuit gun, range 4 gun.
Yeah. So she was
but
able.
that also triggers assassin.
It also triggers assassin. So she like long moved, hit them, moved towards them, double short, hit Malik, like got into range of Malekith to jump over Malekith, who had been maybe this is how I dazed him. So she like jumped over, but did 4 or 5 to Malekith, and then threw a size 3 at him. And so it was like just her activation. She went like side to side, took the grunts off the back point, dazed Malekith, and took his extract. And so that was just a huge swing, and like let her being able to rotate, but also do a ton in that activation at the same time, ended up being really big in that game. So I ended up winning that one 16-8. But I think if Malekith kind of had kept it rolling a little bit more than he had, Skylar probably could have tabled me also. He just kind of fell short.
You're playing Angela in your Wakanda list?
Yeah. She's got the turn 1 throw. She likes M'Baku's leadership to get a little dice mod, or Usurpers, which is what I played in all 3 games, to have a 7 dice attack on turn 1. Okay. She also I played her in all 3 games, and I've just really come to appreciate her turning off mods. Like, you're going into Guardians and you just take away with the winging it. Or you're going into Apocalypse and you take away the leadership. You take away Psylocke. You take away Warrior of Legend. Like, all of the stuff, the fact that she takes away dice mods, like, there's just so many teams, I feel like, right now that are leaning into that, of like, oh, I need to be able to do this reroll, or do the death power or whatever. Death or war, whichever one. Do war. And so I just have really appreciated like how well she just shuts down a lot of those leaderships. I played her into Inhumans a bunch lately too. Same thing. Like, the Inhumans have fine attacks, but if you're suddenly taking away their rerolls and the stuff they can do, they just can't really do enough to her. From what I've played,
she's unlikely to get 1-rounded most times. But as a 5-pointer, you shouldn't get 1-rounded by most models. Right. So. Like, it just in my opinion, it just puts her into the norm. But obviously, if you're playing in a mod-heavy meta, it's obviously better than normal.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, that's just what I feel like I've experienced. It's been more mod-heavy stuff where that superpower has been really useful for her.
Yeah, I think, especially with talking about going into Apocalypse and going into Inhumans, I think those are the 2 big meta threats right now that are heavy mod affiliations. Apocalypse gets shit tons of modifications.
It's literally everyone, right? Like, everyone can do it.
Yeah. Well, then depending on what horseman they get.
Yeah, the horseman or Psylocke or
yeah, just a bunch of characters.
Say War gets it. Psylocke's common in the list, but outside of that, you don't get a lot of mods.
But I mean, like, just because everyone can use them, can use the Evo tokens for rerolls.
Oh, you mean use it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like you take that away from all of them.
Yeah, and then it shuts down Gambit, it shuts down Deadpool, it shuts down.
Yeah.
Shuts down. It does stop the 1 reroll, but yeah.
It's not nothing. That's Zemo.
I guess I just don't like saying shut down because it only works on your defense roll. It doesn't work on like anything else they're doing. Like, if they attack somebody else, they use it on defense. Like, there's a lot of times those mods are still used.
You're not like shut down Sriracha. Totally, it stops it just against Angela.
As a defensive power, it's pretty solid. It's clearly one of the better things about her.
Yeah.
So
for if she's running extracts, I think it's into those lists. I think it's probably weighted a little bit heavier into those lists than it would be at like Spider-Folk or Web Warriors don't care. Like, oh, you have an extract, I'll just take that off you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I think that too.
And that's kind of the direct.
I haven't been using her much for extract grabbing in turn 1, just because she has that throw online, and either a 6 dice attack with an M'Baku mod or a 7 dice with Usurper, where it's like I'll line her up again, like across from something, but I haven't really had her pick up too much, just because I found more value in like the attrition tempo, the pressure she can put on turn 1. And so it's been just like, well, I'll run, Killmonger Usurper up there, and then he's like, he can survive long enough, or maybe hit them back or something. So yeah, I haven't quite used her as much as I feel like people tend to just be like, grab that thing, be safe, great. So that's a difference too.
Interesting. And did she replace somebody, or because she replaced Namor, I assume?
She replaced Namor. Okay. I feel like the matchups I've actually played her a lot more than Red Skull 2 lately, who I've been playing all the time. Yeah. But again, I feel like I've been playing into some more mod heavy stuff, or like not playing on crises where the hydrant grunts can be as valuable. And so the terrain's been set up where there's something, in a really good spot along the midline that I know she's going to get to throw immediately. So she's been in the Red Skull 2 slot more, but I still have him in there. I just haven't played him quite as much.
Right. It's just very interesting because I'm somebody. I think I'm of the same opinion as Brandon is. I think you leave her at home and find somebody else to do it because there's so many other things in the game. I think that other people can do better.
So like if you're using it for defense, then ASM is better because I would much rather have reroll all with witty banter over you can't mod your dice. Like it is great in some spots, but it's not helpful on every model even. And then for tempo, I think Namor's better. Because outside of the gimmick where she can move, charge, throw on the first turn, which is great if your opponent doesn't know what it does or is willing to take the risk, which seems more like a them problem either way. I just don't know that it's ever that worth it because I think she's a poor 5-pointer when it comes to the mid game. Obviously, if grunts come back in a big way or stuff like that, she can gain a little bit more leverage. I just feel like there's so many times I have she has no mods. Like she is
she's just rolling and
If 4s and 6s isn't enough for you, she's not doing it, and that's the problem. Is so many games I have had that's never enough. It's not even close. And like if I had so many games I've put her on the table or played against her, and she walks up, falls down, and nothing ever happens. And so it's just she has no redundancy at all. And so if you're playing super high tempo, I get it. I don't think it's a bad choice because she's the only one that's doing that much at the 5-point slot. Right. Namor, I think, would be better as a 6 threat than she is as a 5, but you don't have 6 points to spend. So
right. And I think we've talked about this in the past. I still have really debated putting Logan in because he's 1 threat less and he can just kind of hold aside on his own. But just haven't really found a model to kick out yet to try him. But he's, I think, the model at the very top of the list that I want to put in and just see how he does because I feel like he's going to do better than I think. Not that I think he's going to do bad, but I think he's going to do better than I think.
Yeah.
Have you thought about, I know this is going to sound kind of weird, have you thought about splashing in Nova yet?
Not yet. I haven't thought too much about Nova. He could be interesting. He's obviously
I think he's going to do what you're doing with Angela, but better.
Well, but he doesn't have
the
throw.
Squishier than her.
He doesn't have the throw.
I guess
it's the same defenses. And he's got more health.
He has more health than Angela?
He's got
one more.
He's 7-7. He can reroll his defensive
dice.
Oh,
because she's 6-7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So rerolls versus no mods.
You sacrifice the throw, at least on offense. But the beam would be wonderful. Yeah, I still think there's some tweaking in little models I could try here and there. But again,
Nova's not
done. I'm at 45 games now, so it's kind of like, all right, let's just finish it off.
I know you're almost done exploring Wakanda, but if you wait a little bit longer, there's another man coming out that I think would slot in very well, and I think we're going to see a lot of them, which is
scary ass Spider-Man. Yeah,
2099.
Oh, I thought about 2099. Don't you worry about that.
I think everyone's thought about.
Dude looks terrifying. Yeah.
They haven't spoiled the rest of the Spider people yet, have they?
Not like Silk and the others,
no. They're still probably a couple months away.
Ugh. Thanks, Asmodee. Because I know who's truly responsible. It's not AMG, unfortunately, despite what Facebook says.
It's not... What? You mean for the release or the spoiling? It's definitely
the spoiling, but like releases and stuff, I know since they answer to higher powers.
Yeah.
I mean, they can spoil everything right now, and we could all play with it. That'd be great. I'd love to see what King does. And Jubilee. If they let me play another 2-threat X-Men that's not Honey Badger, I'd be so happy.
Yeah. Well, there's a good trend that as long as you play X-Men and go complain on the internet, you'll get what you want, so...
Not all the time. I still don't have... There's a couple characters missing. I keep emailing Shit, and he never replies back.
Direct. I have him on Insta.
Yeah. I sent you my X-Men. Please respond. But,
I just had an anecdote from my game against Josh.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Logan... Logan got... I don't know what it is about CJ and Josh, but whenever I play anyone named Logan against you, they always live on 1. And it was so backbreaking. He went into Logan with Zemo. Bunch of power, spent everything, full rerolls, and I played Insta Recovery on the first attack, and he left me on 1. And then I go into him, kill him back, heal 2, Extremis, heal another 1, leave myself on 2. Sif charges in, like leaves me on 1 again.
Oh no!
And it's just like, oh. Then I patch him up, go in again, heal another 3. It's just like, oh my god! And he was just blendering these people.
God.
But he wasn't even the MVP. Sabretooth was the MVP because it got to a point on Extremis where he can just triple move, throw everyone on the board, and it's just like, yeah, how do you hold a point? It's like he triple moves medium and throws you. It's like, I don't even need to damage you. And he's like, God damn it, like, this fucking guy. He's like, wherever you go, Kingpin will be in your deployment zone at the end of it. Like, it doesn't matter.
I'm going to send that chunky man back far, far away. But I was going to make a prediction. Zach, I assume you're shelving Wakanda to play Brotherhood next.
Brotherhood Hellfire Club. You got it.
Yeah, I've been doing some. I have not been completely abandoned the Hellfire Club plan. I'm just waiting on Lady Mastermind to come out, I think. Because I think she is going to be a huge addition to Hellfire Club.
My list has a lot more Lady Mastermind and a lot more Exodus in it than the one we built.
Just because she wasn't out, it was still like 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I think she's actually... I think it's kind of spicy that they have 3 affiliated characters who say you can't use tactic cards when we attack you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, looking at, are you saying in a completely different list that it just happens to also be Hellfire Brotherhood?
No, if you're running,
or you're saying
Hellfire...
like you would put her in the list we just built?
Yeah, I'd put her in there.
Over who?
Probably. Oh, let me look.
Because she can't replace Lizard. She doesn't do that.
No.
The only person I think she really competes to replace is Mystique, and you're losing your Brotherhood leader for that. Like, you're gonna drop like Iron Man for her?
If I was
like,
to be honest,
that's not an equivalent model.
She's a 4th rat. Don't forget.
I would probably drop. If Mr. Sinister's in the list, I'd probably drop Mr. Sinister.
Okay, but does she do what Mr. Sinister does? Like, she's not a tank. She can't hold a point.
Well, she's not.
Can she?
She's not. She's probably just as tanky as he is, honestly.
I mean, he has DR3.
As long as he's got genetic sampling tokens.
Yeah, but I mean, he after the game gets going, he very likely will. I mean, I would expect there to be rare times that he won't, because if he took damage to use his DR, that means somebody's in range 4.
Yeah.
And then he gets 2 tokens back basically automatically. And so you're just going to start cycling them. Maybe you won't have 3 every turn, but you're going to have 2. And so you're just going to have DR2 every round with auto bow. And she doesn't have auto bow. Like, you just miss your board control and nothing, and you just lose the point.
What's her? Is her spender not? Is her spender a wild for?
It's a wild.
Wild is puppeteer, and it costs 4.
Yeah.
Mind over matter.
No, I think she's. I don't think she's going to have near the control or survivability.
Yeah, I think she might be fine. She might be a better 4-pointer, but she's not the role that he is. Like, you can't put in. Who's a good example? You can't put Emma Frost in instead of Omega Red. Like, even though Emma is better than Omega Red, they do different things. Like, you can't expect them to perform their job. And so, yeah, I don't think it would be a bad addition to just a random list, but that's a different list.
Right.
I do also think it's cute that they get so many no reactions.
Yeah, I think that'll catch people off guard too. Because that's the thing. There's so many reactive. Everybody has something reactive now. It feels like, and so just getting to switch all that off. That's one of my favorite things of playing Mystique and Emma is when they're like, give me the clock for a second, and I'm like, all right, what are you debating? And they're like, I don't know if I want to sacrifice. I'm like, oh, turns out you can't. So I'm gonna continue with this attack.
Oh, I'm just gonna doing it in a Josh, so we can't play Odin's Blessing anymore.
He'd be so pissed the first time.
Odin's Blessing is nice. I think it's kind of diminishing returns. Once you have 1 or 2 of those people, I think a third one doesn't matter a whole lot.
No,
but
especially I mean.
It's probably more fun than good. Like,
yeah, it's to aggravate the opponent is why I would do it. Because you have to think about it. You're like, oh, do I have to worry about Lady Mastermind randomly spiking me? She could output a pretty fair amount of damage. She does get 3 attacks a turn, essentially.
Yeah, the first 2 can only do 1, or maybe 3, depending.
They can do 3, technically, ish.
Maybe
you have to remove 2 conditions.
You have to remove 2 conditions. But then you could give them 2 back if you roll a couple wilds or something.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
I don't think her damage will always be that consistent unless you stack unless you stack her with Pyro all the time or someone or honestly Mr. Sinister, because doesn't he have Firewall? Didn't we talk about that?
He can just root.
Just
No,
root.
it's Cassandra Nova as Firewall.
Cassandra Nova, yeah.
Which is a Hellfire Club character.
Yeah. It's like if you stack them up, then yeah, she can like do 3, maybe put another condition on, maybe do 3 again, then make a third attack. But I don't know that's always gonna work.
Well, yeah. Hellfire Club, so both Firewall and Sinister do root, so that wouldn't stack, but yes.
Yeah.
There's obviously ways to get more conditions. Alright. Let's move into our mission of the week. This week we are doing Fear Grips World as Worthy Terrorized Cities. This is our most popular by far mission so far, I believe.
Yep.
With 14% play rate.
Oh.
I used to be very against this mission as a rotation. When the game was a lot more binary and priority control was so much more important than it is now, it was very easy. What would basically happen is both players end up with 2. You'd move towards the middle because you have to fight it out because you have an even number of extracts. And when the fight starts, one person's randomly going to spike at an opportune moment, the other person isn't. And when that happens, one character is going to end up with 2 extracts. And then you have exactly 1 round to deal with that model before the game turns on its head. Because as soon as somebody got 2, they would just start pressing the advantage, and then they would quickly get a third. And once that happened, the game was basically over, because you would be punished for trying to kill them. Now, it wasn't always necessarily that binary. There's obviously randomness in the game. And some models, like if Toad picks up 1 on the random spike, it's not that bad. The problem was there's models like Thanos who can just go get them, right? I'm just going to go take it from you because I'm better than you. I can put your model wherever I want and then I can kill it. Then you have models like Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange who have enough mobility and damage to leverage it beyond belief. Because it's like, okay, Ghost Rider kills 3 of your people and then rides long away. What is your response? You don't have one. And same thing with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange walks in, scalpels 2 people's heads off, and then flies away. And you're like, and it's just like, God damn it. And so there's just like no response. As we're like Red Skull 3, while he might be a murder machine, has to stand where he killed you. Maybe he can walk short away, but that's not enough to be safe. It's enough to be safer. And so those were like problematic models. Like Malekith was the same way. Once Malekith got like 2 or 3 hammers, the game was over. Same with Immortal Hulk. Because like now you have to... I could just keep backing up. You have to come fight me, and I'm better at fighting than you are now. And so it's just a lot of shit like that would be problems. Nowadays, the Juggernaut meta is kind of gone with those like really tall priority control lists. So it's not nearly as big of a problem as it used to be. Also, it tends to be most models that get hammers don't even really attack that often anymore because the game is so spread out. So I'm not that worried about this anymore. I think it's actually pretty smart to run even extracts if you're trying to not score out, because it's a lot easier to allow your opponent to have 2 of 4 instead of 2 of 3 or 3 of 5. And so it's a lot better. Also, the only model that was really threatening getting 2 hammers on the first turn of Nick Fury is also out of the meta currently. So a lot of the really problematic pieces are currently out of the meta. So it's a lot safer than it was. Thoughts for you guys?
I think your points are very good. I think hammers is definitely... I've had those games where you said of hammers, it's like, oh shit, I've lost my 2 hammers. GG. Like, whoever picked up those hammers, and it's typically a beater of some kind, right? Mm-hmm. It's a high damage model. That's just gonna...
Logan randomly moves and one-shots your guy and now has 2 hammers.
Oopsie daisy.
Like, great. Yeah.
And then the other thing that happens to me in this matchup a lot, and I kind of dislike it, I wish there's some... Because the downside used to be you paid 1 per hammer, 1 for our team tactic card per hammer, and now it's just 1.
And now it's just 1 total.
And that was a pretty good trade off. I thought. I think it's weird they changed it around because I thought
I remember. I think I paid 7 power to do a Power of the Cosmos attack with 3 hammers on Thanos once. It was super worth it, by the way.
That
AOE 3
that would
dice.
be worth it.
Like just dunked on everybody.
But the thing that happens to me too is sometimes it does, and I've had it, probably just my bad luck, is that I'll have like, I've got my guy with 2 hammers, then he walks up and someone spikes him off, and it's like, oh cool, I just gave you my 2 hammers. Yep. That's happened to me more, like because I really do like this mission. I think this mission leads to some pretty fun games, but at the same time, I think this is one of those ones where there's no middle ground. I feel like it's typically a slaughter fest or it's a tickle fight, right?
Yeah,
there's no.
It's trench warfare or blitz warfare. Yeah. There's really no in between.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would actually say this is one of the missions I've played the least. Like, not only recently playing
Really?
Wakanda,
That's crazy.
but when I was playing more scoring lists, like you said, it's like I don't want to make you better at killing me. Like that feels like that's not a good choice that I want to make, and so I wasn't ever playing it as that. And then with Wakanda, it's been more of like I feel like I have pretty efficient killing models, and so I've always viewed it as I'm giving you a better opportunity to kill me back.
Yeah.
And so that's what I've been more afraid of is like obviously I think King T could be an absolute monster if he had two hammers. Like, oh, I'm gonna do a 10 dice to reroll extra model.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna just delete whatever that is. But it's just well, he's
But like
not
we've talked
necessarily
about, the problem
durable.
is
So
you're
then
still
it's like then he
yeah.
dies. Then you have two hammers. Well, now that's a lot scarier for me because I have to get those back off of you. So I've just always been afraid. I've always felt like it's like I probably have better attrition models than you do, and so playing this is leveling the playing field in a way that I don't want to.
It's kind of like when you play Infinity Formula with like Hellfire Club. It's like I don't want to give you more power. Also, like,
Right.
yeah, I know I'm getting more
Right.
power, but right now I have double your power. If I play this, I will only have 50% more than your power. Like, but we don't do that. Yeah, I get that feeling. And that's like even just like the web's mirror, which I talk about a lot, is like ASM gets two hammers. Like, well, now he's like rolling a lot of
Right.
fucking dice, and he's really not killable. And so you're just kind of watching him. Now he just like trivially picks up 3-pointers and probably picks up 4s, and you're just like, that's a problem. All webbed up turn. He's rolling 12 dice. You're like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, especially if he's still got all webbed up and has two hammers. Terrible.
Especially in Wakanda, that means that everyone have to play an additional power for Wakanda Forever.
Right
too.
now,
So,
yeah,
like,
Wakanda Forever costs
yeah,
two.
no,
That part
totally
I don't
agree.
like either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like I have enough killing. I don't want to make you better at killing, and so, and also,
especially if you're playing glass cannons, yeah.
Playing glass cannons, and also like there's the first two extracts that we've talked about, and some others. There's better extracts for forcing some turn one interaction, and like you said, this can very much become like we both go safe grab the one on our side, and we pick up our home one, and if we're playing like Infinity, let's say, there's nothing forcing any sort of fighting or interaction on turn one. It's all just like I'm gonna grab mine, you're gonna grab yours. We're just gonna stand back, and we're just gonna have a trench in the middle, and we're waiting to see who runs into it first. Or like a no man's land.
Yep.
And it's like,
That's
I don't want to do that.
And whoever loses the first model loses the game, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because back in the day, what would happen, with, like I said, with the priority control, priority would almost never pass. It would always stay with the same person the whole game. And so you would just get in the spot where you're like, okay, I killed you, but then you killed me back, and now you're going to go first. And it's just like, and there's going to be no recovery at this point, because you're just going to kill both the models now. And then it's just, once that tidal wave kept coming the same direction, it was just over.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys got anything else for us today?
I did have one more anecdote about hammers, and it's probably my least favorite game of MCP I ever played. It was.
Please tell me I was not.
No,
involved.
it wasn't. Don't worry. No.
Good.
I was playing Apocalypse. It was a mirror match into Apocalypse with hammers. Okay. So it went. I have 2 hammers. My Apocalypse dazes. Your Apocalypse has 4 hammers. Your Apocalypse dazes. I pick up 4 hammers. My Apocalypse killed. You pick up 4 hammers. You lose the game. Or I lose the game.
Yeah.
It was, and I mean, I think we almost played the exact same roster too, because it was very early Apocalypse. It was in a tournament. I was just like, oh my god, I would give anything to have Cable in my roster right now so I could pretend to play X-Force.
Yeah. The grossest thing I've ever seen happen was coming out of COVID. Convocation had just released. We were at the first Book Eater. And Peyton was playing against, who was it? Somebody playing Brotherhood. So it's Convocation Brotherhood Finals. And, gosh, I cannot remember who was playing the Brotherhood now. Anyway, I'm watching the game, and it's hard to tell. They're filming it, so I'm like trying to keep space. I'm not asking any questions. I'm just kind of staying back. And I'm kind of trying to figure out what's going on, because I've kind of been wandering a bit, and I was coming back to check occasionally. And I'm watching this weird interaction where it's like Doc Voodoo, Juggernaut, there's a Mystique, and a couple other like combo models, and it's like clearly close. I think Doctor Strange was off the board at this point. And it was just like, okay, so that's really bad for Convocation. And he's like, all right, Doc Voodoo's going to double move climbing gear and like moves all the way to the corner of the table. And he's like, and then I'm going to possess Juggernaut. And Juggernaut drops 4 worthy hammers. And that's what I did not know.
Oh,
And it's like, so, and he just puts them in a plus sign around him. And it's like, and that was the last activation of the round.
Oh man.
So going into the next round, the Juggernaut player has Prio, and Voodoo's healthy. He has no way to gain a scoring model in that corner of the table. Because even if he dazes Voodoo, he's still possessed. And all of his other models on the other side of the board holding secures. And it was just like, it's just everybody just kind of looks at each other, and they played 2 more rounds because there was no scoring. It's like, oh, this is such an abomination of a game because a model has a superpower. And it was just like, what do we do now? And I think Voodoo even survived the Juggernaut attack, and he's like double moves away again. It's like, oh, this is so disgusting. Like, this should clearly be fixed. They've kind of fixed it. It was so disgusting, yeah. And everyone in there was just like, this is not a game anymore. Like, this one model has ruined this entire game.
Yeah.
For both players, because he can't pick up the hammers, he'll die. And so he has to run away. And so it's just, there is a model running away from another model, away from the scenario elements, because there's no reason to stay.
That's
so
almost
stupid.
like a failed game state, basically. Like,
it is, because
how...
they're in this weird spot where like they're both staring at each other on a flank, and so if they leave their objective, the other player will outscore them. And so they have to sit there looking at each other, not participating in the game, while Juggernaut chases Voodoo to the other side of the map,
that's the only
and
chance.
then tries to come back to get his fucking shit, because he has to daze him and then KO him to be able to score again. And it was just like, oh my god, it was like, and you start doing the math, you're like, okay, so turn 6 I'll be able to score. It's like, we're done playing. Like,
that's the kind of game where I'll be like, wow, this was awful. Thanks for the game. I'll hopefully never play this again.
Yeah. Writing a strongly worded email.
Yeah, I will find a way not to let this ever happen to me again, basically. It's that kind of game.
Yeah. And he only went unchanged for another 2.5 years.
So even then,
it's definitely the last time that happened.
Yeah. It's okay, because we needed to nerf everything else in Convocation.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
anyway,
last time I checked, there's no spider people in Convocation, so.
That'd be a good reason to buff them. That's true. That's true. If we ever get a magic spider, like a
Cassandra Webb,
Spider-Man, Sorcerer,
yeah,
Madam Web.
Clea's just needs to be affiliated with Web Warriors. Apparently, that's would have fixed the whole faction.
I'm sure there's an episode of Spider-Man, the animated show, that we could probably pull up and get in there. Moon Knight's magic. Moon Knight should be in. They just need. Well, we could talk it for another hour.
He's in Midnight Suns. He's in Midnight Suns. He's not
okay, well.
He's not a wizard, but he is magical.
Yeah, okay, well.
That's Midnight Suns, yeah. They're the occult, but they're not. He's not
actually a wizard, that is true.
Yeah.
I'm trying now. I want to look and see if anyone,
I don't think
anyone gets grandfathered in now.
No, I don't think. I think everyone in combo
is actually a wizard.
Is literally a wizard, yeah.
All 8 of them.
Doom is the only thing I have to hold on for now. Doom is going to be in combo. I have to believe it.
I went through because I was very interested in Convocation for a long time, and I ended up just not enjoying playing them because the playstyle is weird.
It is very weird.
But I went through the comics list, and the 2 big names they have not put in yet are Nico Minoru, which I know you've probably heard of from Runaways. You haven't? She's the other, like,
I didn't watch Runaways.
It's actually, it wasn't a bad, like, it's not connected to anything anymore, but it wasn't bad. But she's another, like, big contender for A-Force in Convocation because she's magical. Like, her parents are evil warlocks, and she steals their artifacts and she uses them. She got the way her powers work super cool too. Like, if Parker was here, he'd probably be able to expound it. And then the other one was Wiccan from Scarlet Witch's son, because he's like a teenager now.
Okay.
And I know there's been rumbling, like, they've got the pieces set up. They could eventually introduce, like, Young Avengers or Champions or something and put them in there. And those 2 would definitely be very strong contenders to be in the Convocation. And neat characters too, because Wiccan, I think not having Scarlet Witch in this also is insane to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't disagree.
So
I think the reason they didn't was because in the MCU, their enemies but I don't know. Still, like they clearly just do whatever they want.
Yeah,
when it
it's
comes to
just
their,
random shit.
the Hellfire Club of Omega Red. Like, what are we
Shadow
talking
King.
about? Like Shadow King. Yeah, like,
famous Hellfire Club member. Even though they could have done something really cool and put Iron Man, Kingpin, actual people who have been in the Hellfire Club.
Yeah, like A-Force is missing like half their people that are in the game that should be in A-Force, but yeah. I would like to see them retouch affiliations because it seems like a low-hanging fruit level of effort to make a lot of interesting changes. I would be for even having rotating affiliations where it's like this character is currently not affiliated with, and just switch it out. Like keep it fresh. If you want to do things to keep the game fresh, just change who's in which affiliation. Like it clearly doesn't matter.
Same time you do crisis changes, like hey, once a year we're going to do an affiliation.
Once or twice a year, just slide stuff around.
And if we're getting this screwed over with they release a roadmap and it's like, oh sorry, the roadmap not actually going to be happening like how we predicted it. Well then, throwing out some much needed like, oh hey, why is this affiliation jacked up like this? Just fix it. It's a Word document.
Yeah, I almost feel like when they've said
exactly
what they've talked about, like okay, well we're going to repackage these characters, and so that's why they're looking over, and they said that there's going to be more character updates. I feel like at the same time they should be like, what affiliations are they in? Does that make sense? Are there more that they could fit into? And at the same time you do these like new affiliation boxes or repackages or whatever, like it's just also do like okay, you know what? Yeah, we looked at it, and this model should be in this affiliation now. Like Magic and Midnight Suns, I think, is the one that people are always like, "What the hell is that?"
Wolverine as well.
Yeah,
there's like there's a huge like the most important like one of the biggest comic books for Midnight Suns, like one of their like big famous like books. Magic, Scarlet Spider, and Wolverine are all in Midnight Suns. That's a huge deal. No, not
is Magic not in Midnight Suns?
No,
right? What? I thought she was.
Nope, no, it's the most like. Wait, why not?
There's so many more I could go through. It's a point.
Well, she was famously a horseman, so
yeah. Well, so was Cable.
Yeah,
was like.
Did you ever watch the animated show Wolverine and the X-Men?
Oh, yeah.
No,
there's a Professor X's death, and he just turns into like a ghoul.
Yeah,
and he just runs around like stabbing people. Like, what is happening? Great. It was so weird. But I did love the scene where Magneto comes in with an asteroid and starts throwing it at Apocalypse. He's like, "Fuck you!" Anyway, one final thing I did want to say: shout out to Josh and CJ who played City Heroes with me over the weekend. We're gonna tear it up on City Heroes. If anybody who listens also plays City Heroes on the Homecoming server, hit us up in Discord. Maybe you can play with us. And if you don't, you should. So look into it. It's great.
It's a lot of fun. If you're familiar with City Heroes and you haven't been playing the Homecoming server, I highly recommend it. The guys in charge of it have been taking really good care of the game. I think at a lot of fan servers because I play old MMOs like. Almost exclusively what I play video game wise is a bunch of old MMOs, and I think these guys are probably the top tier of what like a fan server should be.
The fact that it went from basically nothing, right? It's just like friends of people that had the code, and they just like launched it for their buddies, and they've taken it into the point where like they were custodying the game and trying to keep it from getting DNC'd, and like they're actively reaching out with the original company or the current ownership of the company that has rights to the game because the original developers don't have rights to the game. They sold it several times over. It got repackaged in different things, which is why it got killed. It was still successful when it died. I don't know why. A lot of people think it failed. It did not fail. No. It was well in the green, and they repurposed. EA apparently bought the package and then tried to repurpose the servers for a game they were working on. They were just trying to like basically gain more servers overnight, and that's what killed the game. It had nothing to do with the profitability of the game. And so the fact that they were trying to avoid getting DNC'd and like trying to also keep up the game and also developing new content. They were like reaching out to original devs to figure out how like they were getting stuff to work. They've rebalanced a lot of like imbalanced things before. They've released new content, new zones, new storylines, new raids, new classes.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane the amount of work they've put into this because just even adding like still continually adding new, like they just added with the most recent patch.
There's 3 new power sets came out this week.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. I didn't know. I didn't even see the 2 new ones. They just like I knew pyrotechnics. I didn't even realize psionic armor's in the game now. That's so. I immediately made a psi taker. So
you fucking. Loser.
It's
fucking. Everyone's playing fucking Psi Knives or whatever the fuck they're called.
It's going to be the next infamous podcast is City of Heroes.
If it gets popular.
100%.
Coming soon.
I have legitimately been thinking about starting a stream because there's not a lot of people that stream for it, and you're allowed to stream for it now. You weren't allowed to when it was still in the DNC period.
Yeah, back when I was...
Because the way you have...
It was one of the games I wanted to stream because back when I didn't want to do... Back when I thought that was a possible path for me, I was like, yeah, I'll do like Pokemon Rock Max and do old mods, and I'll do like old MMOs. And well, most old MMOs you can't stream because they don't want to get taken down.
Yeah, so there's the three major things for copyright is you cannot make profit off of other people's copyright, you cannot damage other people's IP, and you cannot meaningfully acquire their IP. So if they're running the server, as long as they're not making money off of it and they're not doing anything that hurts the original image of the content, they can't tell you to stop, which is why it's so hard. But it's extremely expensive at a personal level to run something like this because they're running multiple servers. They're hosted in other countries trying to keep the game alive. And that's like thousands of dollars a month. And they basically have opened up public donations. You just go to the forum. They post monthly. It's like, hey, guys, financials are up if you guys are interested in donating. That's all they say. They don't ask. They just post if you want to, go for it.
Yeah.
And every single time they have, I go there, it's already maxed out because they can't accept more donations than they cost. And so every time it's like I'll get the notification in game, I'll log out. As soon as my mission's over, I'll go to the forum, and it's like we've already reached over our max, and so it's closed. Like it took 13 minutes for you to hit your monthly donations because people love this game so much. And the community is the best part of the game too. Like you'll log in and everybody just wants everybody to have a great time.
It's been because I played it a little bit like a year ago or so, and then I've been like on and off for a long time. And now with you guys actually having like people to talk to and play it through Discord is going to be a huge reason to keep playing it. So
yeah,
and it's fun. It's a hella fun game. Like running the dungeons or like running Positron and running Death and Below the other day. Great time. There's nothing.
Yeah. Wait till we get to ITFs. Dude, I got emotional the first time I got to play an ITF again. I was like, this was my favorite. Like, did you ever play it back in the day?
I was very young when it was live.
It's the best task force in the game. So you have to fight against the fifth column, which is basically Nazis. Yeah. It's time Nazis. And so they go back in time to ancient Rome, and they try to use the war shades and the Nictus to corrupt this ancient Roman general who then is trying to take over the world in the past. So you have to go to the past in ancient Rome and fight them for it. And there's all these like super Nazi war machines and giant robots and shit, and also you're fighting these like really elite Roman soldiers. It's fucking
That's so
nuts.
Fucking cool.
It's so cool. You have to kill this dude like 8 times because they're using he's like Red Skull. It's like sorcery and science are trying to keep this dude alive and make him super powerful. He's like Archaon from fantasy, and he's he's like fuck off, big sword. And he gets like super empowered by the Nictus. Okay, it's so cool.
Now I look forward to that.
No, it's. I run that thing on repeat sometimes. Like I'll just run like 5 in a row. It's so fun.
Hell yeah! Okay, cool.
All right, we'll go ahead and get out of here while we're still only barely over time.
Yay! Good for us for once.
No, we were so over last week, and we didn't even think we were going to. All right, thanks for tuning in. This has been Brandon
and CJ
and Zach
and Nitro Zeus 3, and you've just listened to Hammers.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down infamous.